Hey, what's up guys, Jamie here, and as the title says, I'm going to be talking about The Walking Dead, going to be reacting to it by talking about it. I didn't film my reaction to it, but I will be discussing what I think about it, going over what happened, and just overall how I reacted. So if you are not caught up with The Walking Dead, and if you did not see the mid-season premiere, then I suggest you just click out now and go watch my other videos. I would like to start off by saying that was such a good premiere episode. I know I tend to say that every episode, but literally they top themselves, and that's why I always say that. But this episode in particular was so intense. Literally from the second it started to the moment it ended was non-stop intense. Non-stop emotion, non-stop violence, non-stop action, just storytelling. So the premieres have all been great. The finales, I think, a lot better than others, and I think this episode topped all of that. It was freaking heart-wrenching. Literally, I was at the end of my seat staring into the television. I don't know why I kept going forward as if that would help anybody on television, but I literally was like this, and then my family behind me was like, Jamie, move back. Holy moly, was it good. Not even that, like, a minute into the show, already there was an explosion. Literally, pun intended, it started off with a bang. Literally a bang. We recapped, them going through the walkers, and then recap Negan's group, and then it went full on to Negan's group, which was where we started off. And, he was threatening to kill them, take all their stuff. Negan's group was threatening them, pointing guns at them, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, something has to happen here. Like, they're not going to get shot like that. And then I was also thinking, like, the music was picking up, like, the anticipation of that music. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped. And he goes, oh, I'm not going to kill you. And then it just kind of got silent. And all of a sudden, bang! Explosion. And really my reaction, like, what just even happened? Where did that even come from? And then I forgot we had Daryl. First happened when they put the guns down. I was like, okay. I was like, there's no one here to save them. Not too much, like, seconds later, had his, like, giant blaster gun. I don't know what it's called. And I was like, oh, it's like freaking sweet. Best thing I've ever seen in my life. He blew them up, and they went everywhere. Their head, their singed heads. Then, I'm not gonna go like play by play, but I thought initially when they came out of the house for the walkers, how they were all bloody and covered in guts and everything, and mom, that would cause a whole frenzy, but that actually didn't do anything. And then later it happened. Walking through the herd of walkers, and like everybody was spread out everywhere. And then you still had the wolf on the loose on top of that. So, spoiler, what I was definitely not expecting was all of them to die like that. Like, I mean, I thought obviously something would go wrong, because when does our characters ever get a break? They don't, like, not hallucinating, but like hearing Carol's voice, and then he stops, and then starts crying, and it's like, you gotta keep moving, and then he gets bitten, and I was like, I was not expecting that, and then I was like, oh, like, I was like, oh, but then I didn't feel bad for him, because he's stupid, and he annoyed me anyway, like, that's what happens when you're stupid. But then, and then all of a sudden, like, Jesse got bitten and eaten, and then Ron showed his gun. Michonne killed him. Like, I was not expecting any of that at all. My initial reaction, like, all of a sudden, I was like, I was like, this is too good to be true. Like, everything's going smoothly, and then, Rick said he had to change plans, and then it all just went drastically down from there. They came out of nowhere and swarmed him, and I was just, like, kind of felt bad for him because he was a kid, but then, it was like, that's what you get for being loud and stupid. And then I was just like, my mom. And then that's what happens when you're stupid in the zombie apocalypse. And then I felt horrible for Jesse, though. And then the look on their faces made my heart wrench. And you could just feel the emotion through the whole thing. I swear, The Walking Dead puts me so much under emotional distress. My brother's like, Ron's gonna do something stupid and blame it on them. And what does he do? He takes out his gun, and then Michonne goes out. I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, the whole family went down. And Carl's eye gets shot out. While I don't read the comics, I knew that he gets shot in the comics, but I didn't know if necessarily if they were gonna follow that. Surprising though, even if you read the comics. All that just went down, and then Carl got shot, and they were already starting to swarm, and then I thought they attacked Carl, but then poor Rick's heart-wrenched face, and then they picked him up, and they took off with him and rushed him to the infirmary, and then Rick went on a slashing killing spree, and then that's when everyone joined in to then kill the walkers. Oh, and another thing, dear God, I thought Glenn was gonna die again. He always gets away. But when they were trying to help, when Enid, is that how you say her name? And Glenn were trying to rescue Maggie up there. And then he was drawing the walkers away, and then he got cornered. So when Glenn was cornered, I was getting very antsy. Can't be the end. And I heard like gunshots. Wait, who saved him? And then it was Sasha and Abraham. The whole thing, I was out of my seat. Specifically, my heart was racing. Literally, my heart was going like that. And I was like, oh, relief. Also, there was, like I was saying before, there was the slaying scene with all the walkers and how they work together. And then so much mixed feelings, so many emotions, so much distress. My heart was racing. And then you have Daryl to the rescue again. He set the lake on fire and then drew all the walkers to there, and then they finish off killing a bunch of the walkers. Walking Dead, I would like to add, is that I thought Rick was going crazy from him, because you know how he gets when he goes on his killing walker spree. But in actuality, when he was broke down at the end, he seemed to kind of like being a little bit softer. He seemed to actually finally, accept all the Alexandrian people. He seems that they're actually a part of us now, and that we can make a community. And he kind of was always before on edge, we're not going to last here. The people won't work with us. They won't defend themselves. And everybody worked together in that situation to kill the walkers. I think everybody obviously finally realized, they're on Rick's side. We're all one team. And hopefully now that they will rebuild. But obviously that's not going to be the case. More things are going to happen. I heard next episode it's slowly gonna go downhill in terms of luck for the group. I have to know what happened to Carl. Obviously, I think he will definitely live, because at least in the comic he lives, and I can't see them killing him off. Although nobody is safe, as they've said in The Walking Dead. Also, I really, really love the direction they go in with certain people, especially like Rick, who has just gone up and down, up and down. He's gotten soft, and, I like to see, like, what our characters have gone through, the heart-wrenching moments, I thought there would be more with Jesse and Rick, but obviously not. Carl got shot again, this time in the eye. Last time was in the stomach, but he survived that. Talking Dead, he's got an eye patch now, so he's going to be like the governor. I don't think so, but it's interesting to see what he'll be like now that he's got a shot eye, like he doesn't have one of his eyes. So how he'll cope with that, how he'll deal with that, how he'll recover from that. Gabriel and Eugene stepped up. Well, he did that one up. Like, he went slaying, too. So did Father Gabriel, and I also did not trust him with the baby. He got her to safety, and he stepped up, man. He was like, no, I have to do this. I am going to do this. And I was like, finally. More sympathy for Eugene than I do Gabriel. Wolf member, there's some parts where I thought he was changing, because he went back to help her and then he got bit. But at the same time, I was like, yes. But I guess we'll never know, because he's dead. I was wondering how Morgan felt. He kind of was like, I'm sorry, and then he killed him. I hope he realized that, he wasn't going to change. Or I guess we really don't know that. I feel like half a little bit he was, but then I also feel like he was just trying to manipulate the situation. Down below on what you thought of this episode, what you think's going to happen, and comment down below on what you want to see me talk about The Walking Dead. I did a bunch of other Walking Dead videos, but they were a long time ago, so let me know what else you want to see. Hey, what's up guys? Jamie here, and this is going to be my first vlog. Them all together, and I'm having wonton soup and